Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents Titan's Gift Season 2 Episode 6. I'm your DM and host, Marty, joined by Matt, Neil, and Luke today. How is everyone doing on this fine Tuesday?
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
We're doing good. We've been talking about books and recommending books to each other, which is always fun.
Yep.
Nice and geeky thing to do before we play D&D.
That's right. We talked about a little bit about nonfiction, and then we, of course, the nerds we are.
Hard into sci-fi fantasy.
Right, exactly. So both Neil and I recommended to Luke that he should read Old Man's War.
Old Man's War. It does sound cool. I love that title of it.
And to be clear, that is a much better recommendation than me telling you read Algorithms to Live By. Not as much fun. Not as much fun. Or unless you want to know how to pick a secretary.
Or The Great Leveler, where you'll be depressed with how humanity has...
Only through shared suffering can we bring equality.
Right. To bring inequality down. Because it's not making it doesn't bring it to zero. Anyways, we don't want it at zero. That's cavemen fighting over nuts.
That's the opening scene to 2001 Space Odyssey.
Right. We don't want Gini coefficient of 0. All right. How's everyone doing?
We're so good.
What's your week been like? Or
not bad. I'm going to Spokane for Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Nice.
So taking the rest of this week off, and then next week's my last week of the current job. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to taking most of December off.
You taking the cats with you when you travel east? Or
No. We got a gal in the neighborhood that loves cats.
Yeah.
So we're prepared to take care of the cats for a few days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cats it up.
Yep.
Nice.
What are you up to, Marty?
It's gonna be staycation. Remember, I'm Canadian, so we had our Thanksgiving in October.
I do.
I am so looking forward to staycation.
Any movies on the docket for staycation?
You know, I've plowed through a lot of movies lately. I watched The Lighthouse, thinking it was the Lighthouse that you recommended.
Right,
It was
watch
a
the
different
right one.
lighthouse. It was about two Scottish guys or Irish guys going nuts in a lighthouse.
Yeah.
And it was like after this, based loosely on real world events, it was after this event they decided that they'd put 3 people in a lighthouse because two.
The real event is
Three's company, three's a crowd. Like
and
right?
the one guy has allegedly an unfortunate accident and dies, and the other guy is like, I know I have this reputation of not getting along with this guy.
Right.
If they come and I chucked his body over the side, there's no evidence that I didn't kill him, so I've got to keep this body around till they pick me up.
So
I think I've seen that.
And
that sounds familiar.
And then just happened to be in my my Netflix queue was something called Cold Skin, which is about 2 dudes in a lighthouse.
There's always 2 guys, a lighthouse.
And this one was more about creatures of the sea come out and attack them every night, kind of thing.
Was that one good?
That one was good.
So now we have to find a decent book about a lighthouse.
Yeah. So the actual movie I wanted to watch was the Cthulhu-esque movie that Luke had recommended to me, which is the Lighthouse 2019 movie.
Yes. By the guy who did The Witch, if you remember that.
Nice. Okay.
Is that the one with the black goat?
Yes.
Okay.
Quality, slow burn, sci-fi, horror, kind of the devil is invading your Puritan household.
All right.
Good.
Apparently there's one other movie with involving a lighthouse, because apparently I'm getting recommendations.
Somebody at Netflix goes,
there's a lighthouse movie I think called The Vanishing, which I now have to add to my list. Apparently I'm just going to watch Lighthouse.
I did a little research, and you can join the Lighthouse Society and be a volunteer keeper for a week. And run a lighthouse.
Is it bring your own rusty axe? Your own rusty murder axe?
What I was more interested in was the sort of supernatural horror, kind of like Cthulhu-esque sort of stuff. Yeah. 2 guys going mad in a lighthouse was still okay.
Cold Skin.
It was the Cold Skin is pretty neat, and they all seem to be placed in like the 1800s, right before lighthouses became automated.
The golden age
yeah.
of lighthouses.
Exactly. Where you needed to like light lights and
You needed
set
two
cranks
guys
and
out
two
there.
guys out there.
Against the storms.
I gotta ask, is our party gonna head to a lighthouse sometimes?
Yes. Are we gonna have a lighthouse themed game anytime coming up?
It'll be the lighthouse metaphor.
Will there be two guys?
I don't know. Maybe there's just one dude and his magic.
Ah, that's just not. That doesn't add up, Marty.
One professor and his vomit twin.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
Vomits up a
need-
twin every night, so you can just spin this crank and make the lighthouse go round and round. Just
Well, Vomit Twin's gotta
solitude
be
and
there,
madness.
though, I'm
So
sorry.
you asked, yeah. I've also watched other movies, but
No, you got the good stuff. I appreciate that.
yeah.
I appreciate it. So I didn't watch too many lighthouse themed movies lately. Been watching The Mandalorian though. That's been pretty good stuff. It's the kind of content, Star Wars content, I was hoping Disney would make when they bought Star Wars. Took them a little while to get around to it, but it has the like space western kind of vibes and
Yeah.
like just weird creatures, and they're still whimsical, but it's still serious. It has very nice storytelling in it. So
Interesting.
A bunch of the Outer Worlds lately.
the game.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's Firefly the game, basically. I mean, there are enough Firefly sort of nods in there.
Yeah.
I think that it's pretty clear that that's
More Firefly nods. Than
kind of
there
what
are
they were inspired by.
Firefly episodes.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Yes. Neil, what about you, man?
Just work, trying to get everything done, man. Working from home tomorrow, so luckily I don't have too much stress in terms of people bothering me at my desk, which would be nice. But other than that, we're not planning anything spectacular for this Thanksgiving. Like I said, we've got my folks coming.
Oh yeah.
So I'm about a week and a half away from some holiday time, so I'm just looking forward to just getting my work done and enjoying a bit of a break. I am going to be on call in the middle of the December break, so that's going to suck being on holiday and on call, but not much I can do about that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. Next week's either going to be the best or worst on-call week to possibly have, because there's a big conference and all deployments are blocked for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And the nice thing about all deployments blocked is like things go wrong when people touch things.
Mm-hmm.
And so if nobody gets to touch things for a week, there's a real good chance that nothing's going to go wrong during that week. But at the same time,
It's not
like,
zero because that's not how technology works.
if anything does go wrong, it's a particularly huge pain to fix it.
Yeah.
Nobody's around.
And it's because there's this huge conference. It's super high criticality. So 6 one, half dozen the other on that.
Are there two people on call alone in the figurative life?
Right. Man, brought it back, Marty. That's
all the way back.
Absolutely.
It's the only metaphor analogy.
Can we get a lighthouse episode in Titans Drift 2?
Be on call while you're sitting inside the lighthouse.
Yeah. Anyways,
Think about it.
the last episode on Titan's Gift was called Raiders of the Lost Vark.
Yes.
Such a great title.
Yeah.
The Jerks Emeritus spend a star-filled night on the edge of the Valley of the Titans. In the morning, Pharisee frees Saun's bear from its stony curse. Saun introduces the smart bear to the party. In the valley, they cross paths with a raiding party of Cadaverous Vark before entering the lair inside the Smoking Butte. And then inside the lair, they spoke to a red dragon. Now, there are some very suspicious things that are going on here, and each 3 of the PCs each have a little bit of information that they've gathered from their poking through this lair. Some of the difficulties of the lair include there's a great amount of heat coming up from a bubbling cauldron of sorts down a pit, which is creating some mist. The dragon suspiciously can't see you at the same time. Most of you can't see it. It keeps on asking you to step forward and give your offerings. Pharisee, I think, promised that she'd kill someone for the dragon, and the dragon named the albino as the person to kill. Tech right now is sneaking around. I think Zephyros cast a flaming sphere, a cold flaming sphere, as his offering, kind of mocking the fire dragon. Saun is hiding. Pharisee and Zephyros are sharing information. Zephyros has made a check and knows that the dragon's voice is being thrown via a ventriloquism spell or effect.
I made an offering as well last game.
Oh yes, and you made this offering with this gigantic tentacle-based green eye, which is taunting or scaring the dragon. I'm not sure. At this point in time, however, I'm gonna get you to roll initiative, and there is a good reason for this. I've also got to ask you guys: are you okay with me doing random die rolls for initiative?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just to speed up initiative.
Sure.
What do you mean?
I have a tab where it generates random numbers. I will copy pasta those random numbers into the initiative sheet in whatever order it is in, and then sort, and that's the initiative.
Can we not do it this time because I rolled a 20?
No.
I don't
I'm
know.
fine with
There's
you going
3 players, there's 3 votes. So you're saying not this fight.
Random.
And Matt's the spreadsheet king.
Just give me one. I feel like coming.
Neil,
roll me that
I hailed the almighty spreadsheet.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to show you. Every time I go to the spreadsheet, it generates a new random set of numbers.
That's
Look,
cool.
you all got ones.
and then I'm just going to copy and pasta the whole array. If you ever have to do this, make sure you don't paste formulas. You're going to paste values. Otherwise, the initiatives will be random. And then I'm going to delete. And I'm going to sort.
Could be worse.
There's not. Yurthak isn't on. Right, what is a Yurthak? That's not really on here, right? That's
It is.
Oh, it is. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Oh, the Bastiran. Okay.
I've added some things to the initiative.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Grilled surprise. That sounds delightful.
So, Saun, Balamut, probably even Henry, Pharisee, Zephyros. You can hear some commotion outside. There's the growl of a cat, and you can hear some of the squawking of the birds, and perhaps things moving around outside.
Outside
The cavern.
on this stairwell here.
On the gigantic path.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
While you guys have been futzing around in here,
The Vark have been returning.
some of the Vark have returned. Perhaps others that were summoned nearby. This is their territory, after all. And you are in the lair of their master. You don't hear or see a Yurthak. Okay. The Bostaran lion, however, you can hear some growling outside, and it sounds like there is the low growl of a great cat around the corner. It's going to move forward.
I think the only way I can accrue channel points is if the video is playing, unfortunately.
Aha.
So I gotta save my last
Okay, Tech.
highlight here.
Tech is sneaking.
Yeah, he's kind of moving around the pit. He's also flying.
And invisible.
And invisible.
Invisible. He's looking for a scale, on a little ledge down in the pit, because
Okay, the pit does descend quite a bit of a way. It does go down, it looks like, about 150 feet to a boiling pool.
yeah, he's just kind of flying around the edge,
Okay.
looking for a ledge down there.
Got
that
it.
has treasure on it.
Got it. What Tech sees is that you see that very
He's also got 10 fire resistance, so
the very light line.
yeah.
That is the edge of the cavern, 150 feet down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he does find, and this is the edge of the pool, 150 feet down.
oh, okay.
So it does open up when it goes down there. So he's taken a single move down and he's looking around.
Yeah. Okay.
There are all sorts of little ledges along the
Yeah,
choke point of the pit.
He's basically, we heard that the dragon would reach down into the pit and pull forth a scale.
Yep.
And so Tech is going to see if he can just reach into the pit and pull forth a scale.
Okay. Tech does see on the south side, there is the pool, and then there are a couple of chambers that go off the pool.
Okay.
One to the screen right and one to the screen left.
Okay.
And they kind of tunnel upwards into the rock.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
So there are other places down there. And then Check Flying, at this point in time, I want him to make a perception check.
Yep.
The DC of this is 30.
Tech's perception is currently plus 13. Just make sure I've got all the spells. Oh, he has heightened awareness, which is plus 2. So 15. 32.
Tech sense some motion and movement on a ledge that is about 15 feet down, right here.
Okay.
Like a scrape of a claw, something small moving around there.
Okay. He's gonna avoid getting too close to that.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want to be sensed himself.
Makronom Gobbler's not doing anything. Balamut's just following Saun's orders. Vark Shaman. I think is just going to move through the earth to here. He is not visible. Professor.
The professor, hearing these creatures approaching up the path, is a little nervous that we're gonna get caught off guard, and will expend 1 point of his arcane pool to increase the DCs of all spells cast this turn. He will quick draw a Wand of Silent Image, and will first cast I think see invisibility, and then we'll cast Silent Image and summon a rock wall closing off this gap. You could probably get to like maybe right there, and then the rock wall is there. It kind of extends out. I'll fill 11 10-foot cubes worth of rock wall in here. The DC for that will be
So there's 7 10-foot cubes.
There's another 4,
which you can kind of build up.
I'll do it so they can't get the whole way, or the path is still below ground here. Right?
Yeah, it's still below it. It kind of flushes out near here.
Yeah, you'd have to kind of build over a little, so you kind of have to stoop and squeeze to get below it.
So you want another
4 cubes like that.
4 cubes there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool. Yeah, and the DC for that should be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 22, is that right? That seems low. I think that's
DC 22 wall. What does the wall look like?
it blends in with the surroundings. It looks
Okay.
normal. And I will 5-foot step fly a little bit in that direction. I'm still like a little bit right around the opening here, so the hand can peer in and continue to concentrate on the major image, and the professor can see the wall and concentrate on that. Yeah, maybe the creature in there like waves its tentacle. It makes like a weird slapping sound and like a loud.
Okay. I don't
Warner
remember if
Brothers eye
Saun
blink.
cast gravity bow or not.
I'm sure
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll cast abundant ammunition this round then?
Yeah. That's
And he still has flaming arrows as well.
Yep. Are we going in? Is what he says? Or are we standing here? He's waiting for some sort of cue. Pharisee.
Pharisee casts See Invisible.
Okay. Where is Pharisee right now?
Oh yeah, I got that guy.
Pretty far back. I can't really. I probably can't see down into the pit very much at all.
Not from, yeah, this little bit of
Yeah.
stone is, you'll have to move around that. You're seeing down a little bit. I think you could see, no, tech has gone down. So,
Yeah.
I'll also whisper down to these guys, he seems to be afraid of illusions in there. Don't know why.
okay, so when you get to about here, Pharisee, you actually see a creature.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's kind of hard to see through the green eye, about 15
Yeah.
feet down. You see a blue-scaled reptilian humanoid with wings.
Ah,
And they are invisible.
I'm gonna move to here. So I've cast and I've moved.
Okay.
Um,
So this is what he looks like. Nice. Not heavily armored, kind of has robes on, has a stick in its hand.
ah,
You can see through the mist, so you caught a glimpse of it as you were running by, and you could see that he's looking out, just concentrating on stuff in front of you.
all is not as it seems. But I'll make a diversion over here for our friends if they get through your wall, Professor.
It is a good idea.
This is an opportunity to absolutely annihilate like a group of things if they cluster up well. Just and slowly. Neil's good at annihilating a group of things if they cluster and doing so quickly.
Yes.
I'm more of a degrade them and slowly strangle them.
Gene just texted his dog's having problems, his pup, so he's busy with that. Hope his cute pup is doing well.
Yeah. I'm sure he is.
Saun is in good hands, and you guys actually need an archer in the rock.
It's true.
Where you guys are right now. Okay, all right.
I don't think he's too eager to go in at all. Last game, he seemed very much like he was looking for an opportunity to turn tail and run. With these guys coming up the bridge, though,
Yep.
that changes the equation for him, I would think.
He might be interested in kind of picking them off as they come up.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, which might mean that he'll want to go over and touch your wall so that he can see through it.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't normally text during game, but
No, it's
I want to
okay.
make sure that Gene knows that everything's okay.
I'm sure he's
Yep.
elbows deep in.
Good stuff right now. So, Pharisee, you cast spell and moved. Is
Yep.
Pixel doing anything?
No.
Zephyros? There is a 10-foot wall that is kind of blocking your view of what is down below, but you can hear like some sort of cat growling and maybe the squawking of the birds and the distant sound of a lot of Vark. Is it DC 22?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I think so. It seemed like it's
Zephyros, I think, is still flying? Or did he recast fly? I forget if he's flying or not. What are you doing, Zephyros?
He seems networky. And maybe muted.
Neil.
I think we're still catching up. Are you still catching up?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was muted.
That makes more sense.
I'm not sure how I. Anyway, Zephyros wants to disbelieve the wall.
Okay.
Right? The easiest way would be to go touch the wall.
Yes, that you could go touch the wall, and then if you failed, you could then try to disbelieve it. So you could get 2 chances in one go.
And it's 50 away, so I can almost double move to go do this.
Okay, disbelieving is an action, so...
Oh, so I can't. So I can only go this far.
So-
You can still attempt to just disbelieve it without touching it.
yeah,
You
you-
heard me like talk about distracting them. You know,
Sure.
I put
Okay,
these
so
walls up.
You've got reason to want to disbelieve it.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's +9 on my will save regularly.
+4 from... Did the professor communicate that it's not real?
I was like, I gotta distract these guys that are coming up this hill, and
Okay.
all of a sudden there was a wall there.
Yep. It seems to be a standard tactic.
Yeah.
You get a +4.
Okay, so 1d20 + 13 then.
Okay.
29, so there's no wall.
You can see through the wall, you could see its boundaries, but it is like 99% transparent.
Okay, so it's 99% transparent. With that information, what Zephyros is going to do, he is going to delay until the dire lion shows himself.
You could ready.
Or ready. He's going to ready either a fireball. Let me just see. Yeah, he'll ready a fireball onto that dire lion.
You better.
He's afraid of this lion. He doesn't know.
You hear the red dragon speak again. You better reconsider. My minions are here. Either they will tear you apart or I will. Bring forth better offerings. Now. And he says in Draconic to the little Vark, attack! You can hear a squawk from around the corner. The Vark Riders. This guy on his axe beak is moving out. The axe beaks move it. Pity. He's trying to get around that portable sphere and double moves to there. Shit. Yeah, Pharisee can see a Vark with his short bow in hand, riding an injured axe beak. It's limping a little bit.
Oh, it's coming. Bring the ball straight back.
The other axe beaks are moving. Kenny! They move 20, another 30 to here, and they're rounding the corner, but they seem to hesitate going anywhere near the big cat. These Vark are running up around the track, squawking and hooting and hollering. They're not talking a lot about junk, and these axe beaks are way behind. Alright, that was the Vark and the Riders. The Frilled Surprise has not decided to rear its ugly head yet. The Vark, well, these little guys move at 30. This is pretty much difficult terrain as they're kind of going over rocky terrain, so they're going to go 15 and 15.
Ah, okay.
And then these Vark are already halfway there, and they're going to continue to try to get out of the difficult terrain. These ones are going to scoot up the road. 60. And are there any more Vark? Nope.
Did you move those two riders, Axe Beaks 4 and 5?
4 and 5, these ones?
Yeah.
Nope. Oop. 4 and 5. Yes, they were. Oh,
Okay.
I didn't move the Vark that were way down there, though.
Oh,
There were 4 more I missed.
good God. Varking Vark. They're Varking every Vark.
Yep. You came across a tribe.
What the fuck are they doing?
This is their home turf. The Cadaverous Vark have. This is one of their lairs. Remember the description of the hillside, just all full of bones and rats and flies and a killing ground of creatures. Perhaps or perhaps not, the noise of this confrontation will attract the attention of one of the Earthax that you sent packing.
Does
a day
make
ago.
sense as a possibility.
The Bostarian Lion, for whatever reason, is allied with the Varks and is running forward. I think it moves at 40. Yep.
Do we hear its
Yep, you can hear it. It's not quite visible yet. Texarak Gat.
I think not currently hiding.
He can fly while hiding.
Tech?
Yep.
Yeah. Tech will want to continue sort of being stealthy.
Okay.
I think he's probably going to want to kind of cross the pit and then come back and report.
Okay. So he uses a fly to.
I would say cross down kind of this way and then come back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he uses another fly to ascend to the even
Okay.
level.
Yeah.
above.
That sounds good.
Okay. So
Does
Tech's flying around.
Does he see any of the scales?
No. He saw a bubbling like.
Yeah.
It's like there's water down there. Like a hot springs almost, and it's just bubbling, churning water.
Nice.
He does see a lot of ledges though. And some suspicious holes along the sides of the ledges that he does not like the looks of.
Some
Yeah,
suspicious
yeah.
movement on the ledge.
Yep.
Where fair say so.
Mockernom Gobbler.
Oh, are we gonna get into a fight?
Yes, I believe we are.
Do you need me to help out with this fight?
I'm sure it's gonna be required at some point.
Okay.
He's going to use a
You just
move
be
action
safe.
to climb down from your back, and then Mockernom is going to. He doesn't have spells yet.
Mockernom's going to get spells? That's going to be awesome!
Mockernom right now is a 4th level character. He's a Mimic 3 Blood Rager 1 with Gestalt Mimic 3
right.
Rogue 1.
Good God.
He is a crazy character.
Yeah, that is nuts in all the right ways. So much fun.
Basically, I'm leaving Mockernom open to become a cohort. Leadership happens at around 7th through 9th level is when most people get it, and I'm kind of leaving him a few levels behind so that he could be a cohort.
That makes sense.
All right, so Mockernom gets off. I think he's just going to move to the edge or towards where he thinks there is action. Or no, he gets off this way. He turns into a small barrel.
Yeah, that sounds appropriate.
I mean, why not?
And the disguise check of the barrel is plus 30.
So he's essentially an invisible barrel.
Mockernom's hiding behind that barrel that wasn't there before, apparently.
49. He is the perfect little keg. Of course, little eyeball, the eyeball stalk coming out of it like the eye of a potato, might give it away. All right, that's Mockernom. Balamut. There's something coming, says Saun. I think there's something coming.
Something up this way, the axe beak back that way, and something hiding.
Go kill the bird. Balamut's gonna move. Let's see what Balmet can do.
That sounds fun.
Balmet goes running into the mist. I believe he had a Endure Elements on, so he's not harmed by the steam. Balmet's just going to move to here and ready to attack because he's an int 3 creature, so he can actually have tactic. Vark Shaman. You can hear spellcasting. Because you cannot see spellcasting, the DC is 5 higher to know what the Vark is casting.
I'll give it a whirl.
Okay, let me figure out the DC before you tell me the result. It is this spell. The DC is 15 plus double spell level, so the DC plus 5, so 20 plus double spell level. This will be DC 30.
30.
We can all hear it, right?
Yep.
Okay, spellcraft check. Here we go.
33.
24. I did not get it.
All right. Both the professor and Pharisee kind of gulp in the surprise as some creature out there has just cast a 5th circle druid spell called Animal Growth.
Ooh, someone's a powerful
And you can hear the lion. The lion's roar and snarl get deeper.
Animal growth.
Oh no.
Okay. Cadaverous Vark is there, and then we'll move action after casting that standard spell back into the earth.
I'm after the Vark Shaman.
That was the Vark Shaman, which brings us to Professor.
The professor will the hand will stop concentrating on the green eye. It will last for another 6 rounds.
Okay.
I'll mark that in a second. And the hand will concentrate on the wall. The professor will out loud cast web.
Oh, no.
And is going to put it right in like the area where there's the overhang it could cling to and to the path.
You can hear where the lion is, and there are things that the lion could get stuck in. You could web that point and because there's a rock face here, the webs will fill that rock space.
Mm-hmm.
Like if that's the wall and this is the ledge, like the web will fill where it can anchor to.
Yeah, that will make me visible though.
Yes.
Could I do the same sort of maneuver farther in front of it on the path where...
Yep. Web is a little less effective when people are wading into it as opposed to casting it on them. But yeah, point at the center of where you want your web.
What is it, 20-foot radius? I want to just block a good, yeah.
Okay, so there's this sheer of webbing that gets anchored from the side of the ramp to the ground. So the web is actually, it doesn't encompass. I'll just erase where it doesn't encompass. It's going to, it's not anywhere here.
And then I will move 60.
And then it's not here either. Might have to redraw your wall.
Precious wall.
Yeah. So there's a big gooey area along there. What's the DC of your web? 2 plus int. 12 plus
20?
int. Yeah.
Or 12 plus int?
Yeah.
Is it an illusion? No, it's not an illusion.
10 plus second level spell plus your int. So DC 20. Got it.
What is it?
It's a web.
Oh, delightful.
Bunch of webbing kind of goes along the ground, kind of in a doorstop shape.
And I move 60 flying through the air over here.
Okay. Saun can't see anything yet. So he's just going to step to the edge of the mist and ready an arrow. He's going to ready a fiery arrow at something. Pharisee?
Oh. Pharisee is going to... How big is the drop-off down here?
Probably like 10 feet.
Enough that folks would prefer not to climb it if they don't have to.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, she's gonna say, Pixel, go hang out by Zeph. And Pixel will fly over to Zephyros, and Pharisee is going to go here and cast Haunting Mists.
Ooh. Okay, some creepy mists. Nice.
Let me tell the professor what the DC is.
Control.
I think I may be above it.
You want to go
Are you
and
flying?
oh, you might.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're flying.
Okay, yeah, you're above the mist. All the smoke with the weird, almost visible eels kind of going through it. You recognize the spell. Pharisee is just in the middle of the mist, though, and your unseen servant's still tootling around, but it doesn't have much of a mind. You guys are clogging the battlefield. All right, Zephyros, you had a ready to action, but it is come back around to your turn again.
That's okay. Zephyros heard Pharisee say, move the flaming sphere back towards you, right? That you said that earlier?
Yep.
So he obliges, and the flaming sphere rolls 15 feet and starts touching the axe beak.
Flaming sphere lasts for 1 round per level, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are 8th?
Yeah.
And probably a couple rounds of talking and
sorry.
stuff, so
Yeah.
we'll say that you've got 5 rounds left of that flaming sphere. Since the beginning of combat, so on round 5
We're 7th, by the way, sorry.
so it's still there, and you're moving it. Okay, so Pharisee can see the creature, you guys are communicating, no, a little to the left, and
Further.
the cold flaming sphere rolls into the axe beak once again, it squawks. Let's give it its reflex save. What is the DC of the reflex save?
The DC, I'm just checking where I cast it from. I think I cast it from my, this is a wizard flaming sphere. So 17 plus spell level, which is 2nd, so that's 19 plus 2 for evocation, so 21.
Okay. Both the axe beak and the rider make it. It's because they were kind of like running and they sort of hopped over the sphere. I just rolled a naked 20 on one of the rolls, so I didn't add the axe beak's modifier in there.
Yeah, so that means reflex negates, which means they don't take any damage.
Yep.
Okay. So with that, Zephyros is going to cast another flaming sphere and position it round about here somewhere.
Is it a flaming sphere or is it a cold sphere?
I'll say I can see the professors. I'm gonna tell the professor there's an invisible birdman on a ledge down on the opposite side of the pit.
What kind of element is it? Just fire?
In this case, it's fire. Sorry, I'll just let Matt finish his discussion.
Yeah,
it's a fire one.
Is there anything we
All
can
right.
do about that right now?
And that will last 8 rounds from when it's cast, so round 10, that will be gone.
I was thinking
It's 7 rounds. We're 7th level.
Oh, sorry.
sinking suspicion that red dragon isn't all it appears to be. It's quite afraid of illusions.
Or very familiar with them.
No, afraid. I heard fear in his voice.
Okay. Tech gets a DC 20 perception check as something is flying past and up.
Oh, okay. Tech's perception is plus 15.
Oh shit.
29.
Okay. So he knows that something is also moving around in the mist. He actually heard it kind of growl a little bit. He knows its location. Tech also with a 29 notices that the dragon is standing on something that is about this big, is flat, and has like a silvery sheen on it.
Oh,
Like one of the dragon's claws, it's standing on something that...
like a mirror kind of thing, or
Yeah, it's a little
shield,
silver. It's
or-
like a little silvery rectangle that the dragon's front claw just happens to be touching. Okay, whether that makes any sense to the bug, who knows? But the creature, this creature still can't fucking see anything, so it's going to move. It continues to fly and lands on this ledge here. The dragon doesn't say anything this round. Vark riders. Okay, this rider vaults over top. Vaults over top. Can't quite see the bear until here. The bear then sees it, takes its ready to action, and will just move in to try to maul the axe beak.
Nice.
If somebody wants to give me a d20 roll, that'd be great.
I gotcha.
The bear's attacks. Any bard song running?
Not yet.
Okay, +9.
Yeah, 13.
Nope, missed. The axe beak then. So
Axe beaks.
Balmut, his initiative lowers to that of the riders, so it's like he rolled a 7. Alright. The axe beak doesn't want to be anywhere near the bear, neither does the rider with the bow. So he's actually going to ride the axe beak back. I continue the movement backwards. And I'm going to grab our pizza.
Perfect.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good, how are you doing? And Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Pizza sauce
Awesome. Thank you very much.
and
Where are we going? Yep. We were mocked by the pizza girl.
I don't know if that was mocked. Let's just say she knew what she was seeing.
Right.
I like it, Matt. That's a good call.
Alright, the Axby continues its movement. The Vark is going to fire an arrow at Balmut.
Balmut didn't kill it?
No, he missed. And that missed Balmut. Okay. The other riders are coming up the hill. Riders of the Vark. Riders of the Vark. Into the Vark they fall.
I'm sorry, but I'm totally hearing the Indiana song. Well, Indiana Jones song while they're riding up there. And seeing I'm seeing the dust clouds.
I like the Doors version of Riders of the Storm, Riders of the Vark. Into the Vark they varked. Alright, that was Balmut, and then the Riders. The frilled surprises aren't coming out yet. The actual Vark are continuing their trek up the hill. To the Vark they vark. These ones run forward, these ones are whipping up the hill. And these guys are way behind. Okay, the masses, they are coming. Round 3, the Urthak doesn't hear the commotion yet. The Bostarian Lion is going to come around the corner. Now, it wanders into the web spell. So I think it needs to make a save of sorts.
I believe reflex.
Anyone moving through the webs must make a combat maneuver check or escape artist check as part of their move action. Creatures that fail their movement become grappled in the first square webbing they enter. Okay, so the DC of the webs is the combat maneuver check the enlarged animal needs to make.
It's a cat, though. It's probably pretty spry. But it is big.
Probably.
It has a plus 14. When it's big, it gains another 4, 5, so plus 19. 23.
Mm.
Okay, so it 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. It then tries to climb the wall and bumps up against your spell.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 16. So it is screwing around with the illusion right now as it's trying to climb this wall that doesn't actually exist. So it's sort of in the wall and raising its claws up high. It has gotten most of its body out of the web spell, although some of it is still its hindquarters are still stuck in the webs. That's all it can do because you've created this horrible entry hall. Tech. The Bostarian line is big. That is big.
Yeah, I think Tech doesn't have anything that specially lets him see in this mist. So I think he's just going to double move. What's double move? 120?
Yep.
Basically straight back.
Okay.
He isn't visible, so
Yep. He is displacing the mist a little bit.
yeah.
Makronam is just going to quietly move along the side of the wall, a barrel with little feet, making Looney Tunes sneaking noises. The Vark shaman. Is it going to be me now? No, the cat's just gone up there. Let's see what the Vark can do. He doesn't like your wall. He's going to attempt to dispel an area. Specifically around the line. I believe he can do an area of dispel. Let me double check.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's one effect. Target or area, one caster, creature, or object. Or one spell affecting an area, such as a wall of fire. Okay. He's a 9th level caster. The DC of this is your caster level, which is 7.
Yes.
So the DC would be 11 plus 7 is 18. The wall comes tumbling down. The cat shakes its head.
Tumbling down in the walls.
And let's just get rid of this wall. It shimmers and winks out of existence. You guys can make a spellcraft check. DC his spell magic was 4th, so 23, 28 to know that he cast a spell magic on you.
Plus 18. 21.
21.
Does not get it, right?
26.
20.
Okay, you don't know how the wall is brought down, but it is winked out of existence.
What was the DC? Sorry.
20, not seeing the spell cast would have been 28 shots.
I did not see it. Okay.
Professor.
The professor doesn't really like seeing the wall go down. He's more annoyed than anything.
Yep.
He will quick draw a wand of grease, and he'll put a grease spot right where the you have to walk to get up here.
Okay. That cat is like big enough that it's looking into the. Okay.
I will expend a point of my arcane pool at the start of the round to increase my DCs on everything. And I will silently cast Silent Image and a new wall made of iron will shoot up out of the ground in its place.
Okay, in the same spot.
Yeah. Maybe it will go around the lion so the lion's not immediately interacting with it.
Interesting. Okay.
And the DC would be the same on that. The DC on the grease is...
Oh, right. The grease is under the wall somewhere.
When they get to the grease. It will be 20, I believe. DC 20 on the grease.
Okay, a lattice work of spells are in effect. That was the professor. Saun. Well, I think Saun is going to unload arrows onto the dire lion. Well, actually, he has to make a fucking save against the wall.
I tried to warn him that there's going to be a
He
lot
had
of
a ready to action to fire, so maybe he took the ready to action and when the lion.
Oh yeah, there would have been a round where he could see the line,
Yeah.
or in between a round.
Which means he's going to go at the same action as the Vark shaman next round. So, Vark shaman's going to. Okay. Somebody want to roll a d20 for Saun?
I'm on it. 13.
Okay. Saun's fiery arrow. This is not a favorite companion or a favorite enemy. Sorry, he's not within point blank, so it's a plus 11. That's AC 24. Yeah, he strikes the lion. This is 3d6 plus 5 plus 1d6 fire with his oversized bow that then has gravity bow on it.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody want to roll 5d6 plus 5?
I'm on it. 5d6 plus 5, 22.
He pegged the lion in the head, who took the full damage, including the fire damage, and then the wall went up and it snarls angrily. It's going to take a little bit more than that to stop it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Professor's gone. Pharisee.
Pharisee sees lion coming and is going to change tactics slightly. We're still going to make a wall.
Build the wall.
Yeah, this is the wall of blindness.
Okay.
And we're going to cut it kind of right through the...
Wait, what is the wall of blindness? I don't see.
There. Wait. There.
Okay. How high is the wall of blindness?
20 feet tall.
What does it do?
20 feet tall, translucent.
Nice.
Yeah, any creature that passes through it must save or become permanently blinded.
What? Oh my god, that's awesome!
Pharisee raises a
It's a fort save.
powerful, blinding wall.
That's awesome.
Zephyros.
And starts Bard Song.
Woo!
Oh, in the same round, you've got move action bard songs.
Hell
That's
yeah,
nice.
hell
Wait,
yeah.
plus 2 bard songs or what?
Yep, plus 2 Bard Songs.
Nice.
Love that.
Can Zephyros see the lion from where he is right now?
There is a 20-foot wall that you can see through, and the lion is just peeking up